What is up, Edison duelists? This is Dionysus, aka Young Puds, coming at you guys with more shameless, hypebeast, GigaVise content. I hope you guys had a wonderful Saturday. Maybe you went to locals today. Maybe you won locals with GigaVise. Let me know down in the comments. All right, let's get into it. Today I have a real treat for you guys. Per the suggestion of user Jack McEwen22, I am bringing you guys some Hero Frog content. So I think we're going to walk through. These are games that I definitely did not play perfectly. So keep a lookout for misplays. See if you can spot them before I do. If you spot a misplay, leave it in the comments. Let me know what I did wrong and what I should have done differently. So let's just jump right into this game. We did lose the die roll, and our opponent, Gaming is Fun here, is going to go first. He's going to do just about the most generic, normal, starting Hero Frog play, and he is going to summon a Stratos, search a Malicious Edge in this case, and then he is going to fire off the 1-for-1 to bring a Substitute out from deck. He is going to use Substitute to tribute the Stratos and bring out a Treeborn Frog, so he has those advantage engines in circulation, bring out a Swamp Frog to help thin out his deck, and finally bring out a Dupe Frog. Now he goes ahead and chooses to leave the Substitute up here, which is definitely a questionable decision. The soft lock is pretty weak, and as you'll see here against GigaVise, a soft lock pretty much spells certain doom. So we're going to set our Call of the Haunted and set our UFO Turtle, hoping he attacks into it so we get that sweet, sweet free Lone Fire access. He is going to have the MST for the Call of the Haunted. That's fine. We don't really care. And he is going to bring back the Treeborn Frog and tribute it for the Malicious Edge, and then just run right into our UFO Turtle. Folks, it couldn't be any simpler. We get a Lone Fire Blossom, no normal summon required, free of charge, and, well, we're off to the races, especially because we have just drawn, that's right, a Hidden Armory. So we're going to mill a Mark of the Rose and add a Supervise here. And we are going to fire the Lone Fire Blossom for another Lone Fire Blossom, bring out Gigaplant equipped with Supervise, bring back Lone Fire Blossom, get Copy Plant, Synchro 7 for Power Tool Dragon. Power Tool brings back the Gigaplant. Power Tool effect is going to show 2 Supervise and a Mark of the Rose. We are fortunate to get the Supervise. Gigaplant summons back Copy Plant, make another Power Tool Dragon. Supervise brings back Gigaplant. Power Tool Dragon is going to reveal Supervise, Mark, and DDR, and we do get the Mark, so we are just simply able to steal the Malicious Edge, DDR for the Copy Plant, Sync 7 for a Black Rose, and the Black Rose is going to put that Dupe Frog right into attack position, and just like that, we have won game 1. So we're going to side deck briefly and then go right into game 2. Once again, our opponent is going to go ahead and get to go first. He opens a perfectly fine hand. I feel like, honestly, anytime heroes or frog decks of any kind see Substitute, you know, they at least have some play of some sort. So, interestingly enough, he's just going to set the Raigeki Break and pass. I guess he figures he doesn't want to use the Substitute just to get the Treeborn Frog in the grave when he could just discard it, and that's totally fine. We actually open kind of slow here, and he is also not opening particularly fast, just choosing to set the Dupe Frog. Now, we are going to draw a Giant Trunade for turn, which is fantastic. You can see that we're really kind of just getting ourselves set up. We have almost everything we need. We're really just missing that Lone Fire Blossom. So we're going to summon the Cyber Dragon, normal summon the Nettles, and make a Power Tool Dragon. This is just going to apply some pressure. Maybe we can just get him to waste some resources, but it's also going to get us that guaranteed Supervise access. So now all we need is to find the Lone Fire Blossom, and we are going to be in a very good position. We're going to go ahead and attack. It ends up wasting the Raigeki Break. You can make an argument for not attacking there, but either way, he is going to fire the Raigeki Break. And now he draws another Treeborn Frog, which is unfortunate, but he'll summon back the one that he discarded, and he'll normal summon the Substitute, and he is going to go through, a chain of frog nonsense swaps, sending the other 2 Substitutes, and then he's going to summon Dupe Frog from deck, and it looks like he just plays the 2 Dupe Frog because he actually chooses to flip summon this other Dupe Frog, which is wild to me. I think after seeing how Black Rose can really dunk on a dupe block with a substitute still up, he chooses to kind of do the work for us. Now all we need to do is Mark of the Rose, the second dupe frog, and we're just going to be able to win. We don't even have to find a way to get into Black Rose while also putting 8,000 damage on the board. It's very tempting to just start to go off, but usually you do need some extra combo pieces in the mix to be able to OTK into the soft dupe block. And this guy, he's just making life easy for us, especially because as you saw, we did top deck that Lone Fire Blossom. So we're just going to go ahead and combo off. Once we find a Mark of the Rose, then we're going to be able to steal that second dupe frog and just attack for game. And it does look like we've made our second Power Tool Dragon. This one has a 66% chance to get our Mark of the Rose, and as we all know, say it with me guys, 66.6% rounds up to 100. And we get the Mark of the Rose. We'll banish a Lone Fire, steal the dupe frog, DDR for the Lone Fire back to get us a Titanial. There she is. And that is all she wrote. We simply just attack for game. And now, unfortunately, our opponent was very, very upset at this loss and did feel the need to say some choice gamer words. So we'll just move right along out of here. I know that was a very quick game, so that is why I have a special extra treat for you guys, a second match against Hero Frogs. This one I played a little more recently. It is not with the UFO Turtle build. I have an equally terrible card that you see right there. That is Reckless Greed. I think Reckless Greed is just it's win more. Like the amount of games that you're going to win because you get those extra cards are significantly smaller than the amount of games that you're going to lose because you've cut off your draws when you were desperately trying to find your way out of a bad situation. Honestly, right there, it eats the MST. That's probably a lot better than a lot of the other things that Reckless could do. So our opponent here is going to fire the Substitute to get a swamp, to get Treeborn in the mix, and then fire not one, but two Upstart Goblins. And if you look at everything in his hand, you can see here that it is just half his hand targets, and the other half of his hand doesn't help you get over Titanial. So at this point, really, all we need to do is just stick a Titanial, and we've won the game, especially because we have the Miracle Fertilizer in our hand. That's just going to be a ton of follow-up. And so we are going to make a Power Tool Dragon, which is honestly, chat, I think it's a little bit greedy. Let me know in the comments if you think it is greedy, if you think it is perfectly fine because of 66% rounding up to 100. You can make an argument for either one. I did summon the Power Tool Dragon in defense here. I don't know if he has Gores. I feel like every time my opponent's profile picture is Gores, I'm always thinking about Gores, which is definitely good. The amount of games that I lose because I just shamelessly run right into Gores are really, really high. I think if I went through all my matches and I looked at everything, my win rate would probably improve by like 10-15% if I just calmed down a little bit and didn't run into Gores so much. So anyways, we did also fire the Foolish Burial for the Dandy tokens. That's also a little greedy. It ends up working out just fine here because he has so much that targets. If he had made like a dupe block, then we would have been in trouble. We would have had to wait for him to clear a token or something. So then we could try and play through the dupe block. But fortunately, we don't really have to worry about any of that. We can just use Gigaplant, summon back the Copy Plant. Gigaplant is going to make Copy Plant level 6, and then we can use one of the tokens to make another Power Tool Dragon. This can go ahead and search for another equip. It doesn't really matter what we get because we already do have the mark, and our opponent is just going to go ahead and scoop right there. He knows that we know that he doesn't have Gores because he would have used it on the previous turn, so we'll just go right into game 2. And as you can see, he has sided very heavily for us. That is not one but two Vanity's Fiends in hand and a Dark Dust Spirit. Vanity's Fiend is pretty good. I'm usually prepared. I'm expecting it. Dark Dust Spirit, I don't know how to put this. I haven't found a clean side deck answer to it. I'm also not sure if it's worth side decking against it. I think it's definitely the best thing that frogs can be siding in, because unless I am able to make a Stardust Dragon in my opening board, then it's just not very good. And just making a Stardust without the Titanial, that loses to way more things that frogs have than just the Dark Dust Spirit. So I'm not sure if it's correct to just make Stardust into DDS. Let me know what you guys think. This is definitely an area that we're still working out. We're still trying to find the perfect answer to. I have some ideas, but once I'm confident in them, I'd be happy to share with you. And unfortunately here, of course it doesn't matter because he does have the Dark Dust Spirit. We don't know that, and it's really unfortunate to miss. We do still have our normal summon, so we are able to assemble 8,000 points of damage on board and bring out a Titanial. It would be a lot nicer if we had the Supervise, of course, because then we could have made the Stardust Dragon. But, sometimes 66% just doesn't round up the way I need it to. And he does Dark Dust Spirit, which is very, very unfortunate for us. We have no recursion. We have no Supervise to bring back a Gigaplant even. He is just going to get to walk right in for 22. And now here, this might be a controversial choice, but I think it's definitely correct. We know he has the Dark Dust Spirit, but he could have something worse for us. And so just Miracle Fertilizer for the Titanial back. We're going to get some really good damage in. And we're also going to kind of force him to just Dark Dust Spirit again before he does anything else. And that's exactly what he's going to do. So he does fire the Dark Dust Spirit. We do take another 22. And now we get another draw to kind of hope to get our way out of this. Unfortunately, it's just a SSN, so we are just going to pass. We'll try and represent Gores. Try and act like, oh, I just drew Gores. I don't need to set anything, whatever. Maybe he'll respect it. Maybe he won't. We're definitely getting low on life, but look at this. He has summoned Vanity's Fiend, so he is respecting the Gores, and we are going to take 24. And he also has nothing to set to follow up with. So we are just in a fantastic position. We're able to use the Mark of the Rose that we got, banishing the Titanial, tribute off the Vanity's Fiend for Gigaplant, and then DDR to bring back the Titanial for exactly game. So there you have it. 2 pretty clean sweeps against Hero Frogs. I definitely think that I could have made some slightly better choices, but sometimes the thing about playing GigaVise is you just don't get punished because the deck is really that strong. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this content. I hope you are able to see just how good GigaVise is into the Hero Frog and really just frogs in general. I think especially that first match you can really see how just non-threatened GigaVise is by Dupe Lock. You can also make a Black Rose with a supervised Gigaplant, and that's going to make the Dupe Frogs miss timing. So I think, the Dupe Lock really is one of Frog's most powerful options, and the fact that we just don't care, we can even make Mistworm, which is also just a fantastic way to break through the Dupe Lock. So, we just have so many tools to answer one of their biggest threats. And on top of that, our biggest threats, boards with Titanial, really shut down Frogs. So I think this is a very, very favorable matchup. The Frog OTK, the Forg decks, those definitely present a little bit more of a problem. But I do think that GigaVise is the strongest combo deck. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekends. I'll see you tomorrow with more shameless GigaVise content. And if there's any decks that you would like to see me absolutely smash with my God tier powerful GigaVise deck, let me know in the comments. This is Dionysus, aka Young Puds, signing off.